Hey everybody, welcome and welcome back to Seasoned on Purpose, delicious breakfast recipe. A fantastic French toast.
If you're going to have
Stay tuned, everybody.
French
Here we
toast,
go.
you have to have brioche bread. Brioche bread is that rich, creamy, buttery sugar taste that's perfect for French toast. Typically, I use 2 eggs per toast. So that's that. And then there's my little dash of sea salt and that blue top, that's nutmeg, turmeric. I just love having in a lot of my ingredients. And then there's my cinnamon. Now, the eggs, I'm going to use it in that big bowl where the eggs are on your right. But when you're cracking eggs, as a rule, as I said before, you want to make sure that you crack your eggs in a separate bowl, just in case you have shells, and then you won't have to go dig in the main bowl. So that's why I do that. And plus the fact, you see me when I crack my eggs, I usually use a thick knife, and I use the blade of the knife, and I just cut right through it. See that? It allows it to make a nice deep crease in the egg without touching the actual egg itself. And it's easy for my eggs to open. So there's that. And so we're going to continue to do that until we're done. Into the next step. Okay, so my eggs are cracked. No shells in the bowl at all. So go ahead and pour that all the eggs now into the larger bowl, and I can begin to put my ingredients in there. But before I do that, I want to whisk my eggs until they are completely as one batter, so that when I add my ingredients, I don't have to worry that some of my eggs didn't make it all married well into all the ingredients that I'm adding. I think it just adds more fluidity in my batter. And so I love my cinnamon. I'm adding, I don't know, a tablespoonful, that looks like a tablespoon and a half of cinnamon that I'm putting in there. And the same thing with my nutmeg, about a tablespoon and a half of my nutmeg. I don't think you could go wrong. And just a dash, not a whole lot, just a dash of the turmeric. You don't want to go overboard with the turmeric, because you don't want the turmeric to speak ahead of what's in the there's my dash of salt. You don't want to taste turmeric in the French toast. You want the turmeric to complement the French toast, which I think it does. All right, so I'm done that. I finished mixing them up. Everything is married together. I'm putting as many pieces of bread in this long dish. If you have a long dish, do that first. I'm going to be squeezing as many. See, I'm looking as a puzzle, right? So I think I can get 2 more pieces of, it's going to be tight, but I'm going to fit it in there. And then, I'm just having a good time. And then once you watch this, bam, there we go. It's in there. It's a little tight, but we're going to make it happen. So 6 pieces of bread. There you go. And I almost did that. I had maybe like 12 eggs, maybe. I couldn't count. It's going to be sufficient. And now
I just go ahead and pour the batter right on top of my bread.
And as soon as I pour my batter over there, then I use the plate. I just rock it back and forth until all of the egg has completely, or all of the bread rather, is completely submerged into the egg. Down the bottom, on the bottom side. And then I use a spatula, an egg turner, if you will. And then I go ahead and gently, very gently, turn them over. And you can't rush food. What you want to do is be careful so that when you turn them over, your bread doesn't tear. I don't want my bread to tear. I want it to be a perfectly delicious looking squared French toast with no tears. And and I'm letting it stand this long so that it can really submerge itself and get right all into the egg. So now here we go, pat, pat, pat. And now I'm just going to go ahead and, like I said, oh, okay. All right, there we go. Can we get on all sides as possible? And now, yep, separating a little bit, making sure that I can safely, there we go, safely turn it, flip it. So I have to be extremely careful in getting it in there. And basically, you do that for the rest of your bread. Get all the way underneath your bread and flip it and turn it. That's how you do it. And so that's how you don't tear your bread. You take your time and successfully you flip each and every one.
And now while my bread is getting immersed in all of that delicious egg batter, I'm preparing my skillet. So now if you have a skillet that fits all of the bread at one time, definitely use that. If you don't, use what you have. Just make sure vegetable spray, or if it's something like what I'm using here, I can't believe it's not butter. Just make sure that your skillet is fully covered with whatever vegetable oil that you're using so that your bread won't stick when you begin to turn it over. Okay, here we go. Okay, guys, I'm determined to fit all 6 of my pieces of bread on this one skillet. Now, it's going to be tight, but I'm going to see if I can work it out. Well, it's not as symmetrical as I wanted it to be. You can see I'm cooking bacon on the other side of the skillet, but it's not as symmetrical as I want it to be, but it's there. And it's still cooking on high. And now I've waited for maybe about a minute to 2 minutes, and I know it's time to turn it over. How can I tell? Well, you just have to kind of look at your bread. Look at the bottom part of where the underside of your bread, where you can see where it browns a little bit. And now I'm separating it, making sure that I can flip it perfectly without tearing the bread. Voila, there it is. It's done on the underside. Now I'm just turning them over and gingerly as I possibly can without tearing, and so that it won't stick to each side of the bread. So yeah, so that's what you do. Be careful like I'm doing right there, and just go ahead and flip each piece. And if you cooked it for maybe 2 minutes on one side, then cook it for maybe 1 minute on the opposite side, and then that should be good. And then we'll see you on the other side. Oh my gosh. Will you look at these delicious, scrumptious looking, brioche tasting French toast. The bread is so puffy, filled with egg. I mean, look at this piece right here. Do you see all that egg inside that bread? My goodness alive, it's sandwiched right in between that delicious brioche bread. Stop what you're doing. Okay, don't stop what you're doing, but I want you to finish watching this. Get some of this bread. It makes your French toast pop with so much flavor. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. French toast with brioche bread. You cannot go wrong. Everyone, including yourself, will just love it. Well, listen, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Seasoned on Purpose, and we're going to talk to you the next time. Have a wonderful week. God bless you. Bye-bye.